Boo-boo, what just happened?
The doctors came in, and somehow someone in the hospital found out that we were vlogging, and all the doctors watched my vlog. And they came in today to do a morning checkup, and they said, like, one of them got teary-eyed, and they were like, just, no one talked about this. Everyone in the hospital feels so alone. It's such a taboo to talk about this, but so many women go through it. And so they were just saying how happy they were that someone's like finally like being brave and talking about this experience because so many women just feel so alone. So sweet. I was kind of nervous about it because I was just like, I hope the hospital is like okay with me vlogging, but they were like, we support you. Give me a space to film in. Let us know. Like, so sweet. Made my day. So nice.
You're making a difference, Boo. I'm so proud of you.
So sweet.
They said they commended you. How does that make you feel?
Feels great.
I love you.
Great way to get out of your stress test. It's coming down. I felt so cold all day. I didn't feel well at all. Or like, I felt so many pills like make me feel better. But baby's heartbeat's high. My heartbeat's high. Going to labor and delivery for the last time. I'm infected. And Mary Claire is infected too. And they can't undo it. So we're gonna go have our baby. I'm back in labor and delivery for the last time. My epidural is in. It was the best epidural I've had besides Margaret. So third time is the Charles epidural. The last one we were getting. I'm very thankful. I think I was great that did it. So I'm epiduraled, and they started pitocin. They're gonna put some sort of like balloon inside my cervix to like dilate me to it so like speed up labor. So you can get Mary Claire out faster but safely. So I'm not excited about that. I'm really excited that I won't feel that. They were like, do you want to see the epidural before or after? And I was like, who in their right mind who's already getting an epidural would wait till after to do this because like I don't not want this balloon up inside me. No thank you. Not for me. Please give me the drugs. So I'm drugged and I feel really good. My heart rate's not different like it did last time. I think it's because of the magnesium. So I feel really good. I'm really sad, but also there's bigger than no peace. Wonderful for us. I feel like it's in God's hands. And we're going down to my C-section, my first, last, and only one. I've been epidural and laboring for 15 hours, no progress. And so we're going to do a C-section now before it becomes an emergency, which I think is a great decision. So I'll keep going. It is January 9th, and exactly 1 month ago today, I was checked into this hospital. So I've been in the hospital a month and I think 4 days now, and tomorrow I get to go home. On Monday, I was raced down to labor and delivery because I had an infection in my uterus. Do you remember what it was called, Spencer? You know my infection? Cordia? I had something like that. Where Mary Claire was infected, and I was too. We got these special labs done, and the infection was so bad it was in my blood. And so, since she was head down, we tried to go for a natural birth. So, try to get a vaginal delivery. And so I went down to labor and delivery. I got my epidural. Mom and Dad came. And about 12 hours passed, and nothing happened. They put like a balloon up my cervix and expanded it, so I was dilated to a 3 because of that, but I did not progress besides that. And then the next morning we checked it again, still no dilation, even though I was having contractions every 2 minutes. And so I was at that point very much done, and I looked to one of my lovely doctors and I was like, I just don't want to be doing this anymore. I just want to have her. And I think it was making all of us nervous that I was having contractions and she wasn't coming out. They said that her head was down and ready, but that she's just, it's like she was a pound. And so she didn't have quite enough like weight, I think, to really just set things in motion. And so we decided for a C-section. They took me back. It was very calm. Spencer couldn't be there until I got settled onto the table. And so one of my doctors that just knew me and knew this was happening came and sat by me until Spencer could get there for moral support and held my hand. I'd been in there about 2 minutes when Mary Claire's heartbeat dropped and they couldn't find it. And it went down to like a 40 when they did. And we think my placenta abrupted at that very moment. And so it went from a very normal C-section to an emergency. And so my numbing medication had not kicked in yet to be fully numb. They did like the clamp test on my belly and it was so painful. And so they sedated me. Spencer ran into the room right before that happened and they let him stay. And I'm just so thankful for that anesthesiologist who did. Because it was very scary. And so Spencer sat next to me the whole time and held my hand. And then I went under. And when I woke up, Mary Claire was out and she was not stable. And so they whisked her out of the room down to the NICU. And the whole operation took about 4 hours. I was very infected, and so was Mary Claire. They almost had to take out my uterus. I think if I was not in this nice of a hospital without these doctors, I probably would have. It was very frightening. And so after the surgery ended, they went back to labor and delivery to recover. And as soon as I got back there, the second chief of the NICU was there waiting for me, and they gave me an epidural Mary Claire, and since we were trying to do vaginal delivery, her head was kind of wedged, and so when they unwedged it, a part of her scalp had torn. And so they called in a plastic surgeon from the children's hospital, and they were giving her a surgery, and so they let Spencer come down so he could be with Mary Claire. Well, I've recovered from my C-section, so Spencer was down with her, and I stayed with Mom. And then after that, I kind of rested in labor and delivery, and then I got transferred back here to my room, and I was up in my room for probably, hands to hurt, for probably about 20 minutes until I could go see Mary Claire. And so at about 7 o'clock, I got back here. I came with a wheelchair. I got up for the first time after my C-section, which was very painful. And I went down to the NICU to see Mary Claire. And she was in the back of the NICU, so we just passed all these little babies in these tiny little incubators, which was really hard. And we finally got to her. There was like 8 doctors around her working on her, and they said that, you know, they were doing everything they could, but they didn't know she'd make it through the night. And so they let Spencer and I come over and see her. I hadn't seen her yet at all. I had just seen a picture. And she was so beautiful. She has red hair, and it looks like she had blue eyes. And I got to hold her hand and tell her how much I loved her. And we sang her the goodnight song that we always sang to Margaret. And Spencer baptized her. And then I took my hand out of the box, and as soon as I did that, she started coding. And so then like 12 doctors ran back into the room, and we kind of took a few steps back so they could work, but they let us stay right there. And a doctor came over and stood next to us and like explained everything they were trying to do to save her. But she fought so much, and she was just very exhausted. And she had a brain bleed, and you know, she only has, I think, like 60 cc's of blood in her whole body. And so even though they kept giving her transfusions, it just wasn't. And so they stopped depression for her heart. And Spencer and I got to hold her while she rested. And they made sure she had like all of the pain medicine she could have, so she wouldn't feel any pain. She wouldn't suffer. I think that every parent's worst nightmare is having their child die before them. And it's not a fear you understand until you have children. And so the whole time, ever since the bleeding started in September, and then when it came again in October, and then when it came again in November, and then when I was, you know, admitted to the hospital, my water broke a month and a week ago. My biggest fear was her being in pain or suffering, or her dying and not having us there. So I'm so glad that they were able to give her medicine so she didn't feel any pain. And I'm so glad that we were there with her. But you kind of wonder, like, watching your child die, what would that feel like? And it's the most agonizing experience I think people can go through, and I don't think people should have to go through it. So they cleaned her up very well, and they, you know, took footprints of her hands and her feet, so we had them, and they brought her to her room, so we had her with us in a little, like, ice. It wasn't ice, but it was like a chilled baby bed, so we could have her near us, and we did. We had her with us yesterday, and then today we brought Margaret to the hospital with us, and we had some time as a family together. Before they took her to the funeral. And the funeral will be Sunday at 1:13, which is the same time she was born, on Tuesday. I'm feeling a lot better. Now that I'm not pregnant anymore, the infection's out of my body. It's not in my blood, so I don't think I'm gonna get sepsis. I haven't had a fever. All my blood work's been perfect. I'm on a special antibiotic just in case through IV. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm here tonight.
but tomorrow we get home. I'll be with you. So this is my final check-in from the hospital. And we're all going home tomorrow.
About to be discharged, we're finally going home. It's been a month and a week, almost, since McKenna's water broke, and a month and a day that we've been in this particular hospital. It's been nice spending so much time together, but it's just been so hard, so ready to go home, get away from this place, with all the hard memories. Everyone's been amazing. Nursing staff here at Antepartum have been just so lovely and caring. We just can't wait to get home to our precious Margaret and prepare for the funeral. I love you.